Opus 25, number 9 is really hard for those of us with small hands. All of those octaves take their toll. So please don't play this if you can't reach an octave comfortably. Talk to your teacher about finding something else. If you can reach an octave comfortably, the most important thing in this piece is to keep your wrists free. And that's easy to say, but it can be very hard to remember. So, put a giant neon sign in front of yourself on the music desk that says wrists free, because you will need it. One of the ways that you can do that can help in the practice, because we never injure ourselves on stage, we only hurt ourselves in the practice room. I recommend learning octaves with just the thumbs. So it would be a great idea to play this piece slowly with just the inner voices and the thumbs before you add in the pinkies for the whole octaves. I'll show you how that works. When you're playing just that thumb, 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 remember to include a bounce in your wrist. If you play with everything locked, you're not helping yourself at all. Remember that keeping the wrists free is the main theme of this piece. In the right hand, do use 4 for some of the high notes if you can. It changes the motion and makes the repetition easier. But don't get hung up about keeping those 8th notes sustained through the next 16ths if that makes it harder for you to reach. Do notice where the 8th notes are, because they give a really nice melodic accent. But if you can't hold on to them, let them go. And if you can't use 4, use 5. And keep that wrist free and bouncing. In the left hand, use 4 or 3 for the low note of the chord if you can. But use 5 if you really need to. If you can reach the octave with 4, it's going to be better, because that way you can feel the note and the chord as one gesture instead of separate gestures. If you have to do the 5-5, do everything you can to make it feel like one gesture in your arm. It's really nice to use a 3 or a 4 for the held D flat in the left hand in measures 37 and 38. That will be just about impossible with a small hand if you try to do it by stretching and then finding your way to that. But if you can let your hand close to a strange shape, it becomes possible. And I actually like to call the shape that we need here the one-eared llama. The one-eared llama is a hand position that might seem sort of strange, but can actually be really, really useful and helpful. So if you imagine that your hand and your arm are a llama, here's two-eared llama, hello, with this being the body, and this being the neck, and this being the head, ears, nose, mouth. The distance between the ear and the nose is actually really far, and if you let your hand close, it can help you find the shape that you need. So just to really show you the difference between what's possible with a flat hand stretching and what's possible with a one-eared llama, this is about as far as I can stretch my 4th finger and 5th finger apart. And it doesn't feel great, and it's not that far. So if I take this distance, and then I turn my other hand into a one-eared llama, look at how much farther I can reach between 5 and 4. And of course it's true in both hands. So the one-eared llama reminds us that we are 3-dimensional creatures, and that we're going to sometimes need strange hand positions that are not just your typical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 position, but that you can find the comfortable position that will let you get to where you need to go. So you see that if we have the D flat as a pivot, and we can come over here to play this part, and then we let this part of the hand close, and everybody comes along with the 3rd finger, and then we can open down to the pinky. And then come back over here. The one-eared llama also helps in measures 45 to 48, and I'll show you an octave lower. So you can close the hand and rotate up to the chord. So this is much easier than this. So enjoy Opus 25, number 9, and let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.